slow to start grabbing shit.
And now, here is the starting lineup for your Mohawk Mountaineers. A right side, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall from Calgary, Alberta, number 1, Josh Lawrence. Abel Harrell, 10 feet tall from Hamilton, Ontario, number 2, Turner Heath. Abel Walker, 63 inches tall from Sunville, Ontario, number 7, Ethan May. Ace Feather, 25 feet 10 inches tall from Oakville, Ontario, number 9, Noah Bouchard. A left side, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall from Burlington, Ontario, number 10, Ethan Hari. Outside hitter, standing 6 feet 6 inches tall from Hamilton, Ontario, number 12, Jacob Kasharowski. And finally, an outside hitter, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall from St. Edmunds, Ontario, number 17, Alex Jurak. And the head coach was Mohawk Christian Brown.
Welcome inside the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center, or famously known as the D-Bark. I'm Sapir Singh, joined by Kyle Chambers. If you're just joining us and you missed the first match of the evening between the Mohawk Mountaineers women's volleyball team and the Niagara Knights, the Mountaineers came away with a 3-1 victory, and now we're getting set for some men's volleyball action. The Mountaineers come into this one with a 7-9 record, Niagara 9-7. Both teams have clinched their spot to the OCAA playoffs. Kyle, what does this match now, late into the season, mean for both these teams?
For the Mohawk side, Sapir, they did win their last game against Sheridan 3-2 back on January 28th, and Niagara's coming off a one game losing streak after losing to Fanshawe, so hopefully Mohawk can use that as momentum. And you definitely want to win going into the playoffs here to be able to see what they can do here at home.
In the month of January, Niagara has won twice and lost 3 times, where the Mohawk Mountaineers have won twice and also lost 3 times, as we have begun here in the D-Bark. Some great defense so far by both sides, and that'll be a great swing from the Niagara Knights. Ashton Newitz gets us started on the scoring.
Newitz using a really good tip there, putting it in the right spot for the first point of the game for Niagara.
The last time these two teams met, November 25th, the Niagara Knights coming away with a 3-1 victory. As we get the serve there, Niagara won the first set 25-23. Mohawk won the second one 25-22 as Niagara takes a 2-0 advantage. Niagara would bounce back again in that match back in November, 25-21 in the third set, and then they cap it off in the fourth set, 25-20. Mohawk hoping for some different results here on their home court.
Niagara's definitely a tough team, and it'll be all systems go from Mohawk.
Mohawk's going to try to get a point back here. Jurak on the outside. That's Alex Jurak. And it's still in the air, but Mohawk was celebrating the point. Can't do that till you hear the whistle. And this time Mohawk can high five all around and take the point as the whistle goes and they get the point.
From what I've seen, Sapir, the point that they thought they had were celebrating, it went off a player's knee and actually didn't hit the ground. That's why I was able to stay up, and Mohawk got the point nonetheless.
And that's why coaches always tell you, wait till you hear the whistle. Outside set here, and it hits the Mohawk block, and it falls in. They didn't close it fast enough.
Gajarowski and Lawrence are trying to get up, but now you're going to come out at that point.
Leah Marquetti now serving from Richmond Hill, Ontario. Noah Bouchard outside. Alex Jurak from St. Catharines, Ontario in the Niagara region, but playing for the Mountaineers here in Hamilton. Deshae Lawrence gets to that one. Great swing, and Jurak has all two of Mohawk's points so far today.
And if you're Jurak, you definitely want to see your players play like your best players. The power hitting and making sure it's in the box in the right spots for points.
Alex Jurak definitely being one of the stronger players for Mohawk this season. He joined the team as a recruit in the offseason. And zero communication there by the Mountaineers. Jurak with a great serve, which Niagara couldn't handle. Comes right back over, and Mohawk just not awake.
For Niagara, it just looked like a lob that they lobbed up to see it to get over the net, and it's just in the right spot where Mohawk just couldn't get at it or decided not to get there.
And another tough one here for Mohawk to handle, and nothing going there. A poor start so far for the Mountaineers. Matthew Takis now serving for the Niagara Knights. First year from Woodstock, Ontario. And a tip there.
Looked like a violation call of some sort to give Niagara the point.
Noah Bouchard tried to steal a point, but called for the violation. 6-2 now Niagara in the first set. Great serve there out of the Niagara, and Jacob Gajarowski tips it over for Mohawk. Giving Niagara a chance, and a great block. Gajarowski and Deshae Lawrence at the net. And the Niagara Knights keep rolling.
Despite the efforts of Gajarowski and Lawrence, Niagara was able to respond and stop everything Mohawk has thrown at them virtually in this set so far.
And Mohawk will get the point off a missed serve by the Niagara Knights. Takis slowed down there. He was rolling at the service line.
Gajarowski's shown to be one of Mohawk's best servers.
And that's served out. Gajarowski's been moved around a little bit in the lineup for the Mountaineers this season. Played a little outside, and now he's playing the middle. It's nice to have guys who can play multiple positions. Noah Bouchard outside. Dean Zakari. Was that tipped? Yes, it was. Touched by the Knights, and it's Mohawk point.
Dean Zakari with the huge smackdown there to get the point. That's exactly kind of the energy Mohawk needs to try to get back in this set. A lot of first-year players for Mohawk here. Deshae Lawrence being one of them, just served it over. Lawrence, first-year player. Jurak, the first time he's playing for Mohawk. Zakari's another one, and you can even go deeper. Noah Bouchard, he's been on the roster, but it's his first year as a starter for the team. Bouchard to Ethan May. They like playing together. They've shown a lot of chemistry this season. Another chance here. It's going to be Zakari off the block. Strong defense by Niagara here this evening. Lawrence plays that. May high up to Zakari. Didn't get much muscle on that one. Jurak, great defense. May again, Zakari. We're going back and forth on this rally. And that one's a block by May, but it goes off his hands and out. May is someone who's very strong with the block, and he's been able to use that as one of his strengths, but that one just going out there.
Ethan May actually had one of the best single season block numbers last year for the Mountaineers in Mohawk history. The numbers off the top of my head, I don't know, but I definitely know, I remember seeing a graphic that went out.
Someone who's really impressed me so far from Mohawk is Josh A. Lawrence. He's really earned a spot in the lineup, and he's become a starter here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, Deshae Lawrence, a Calgary, Alberta native. Outside here, no block, really, and it'll be a Mountaineer point. Mountaineers get a couple points in a row.
And Dean Zakari serving for Mohawk.
6 serving 10 now here in the D-Bark. That'll be served out. Too much juice on that one. This one goes to Ethan May on the outside. Usually middle for the Mohawk Mountaineers, but that's just how the rotation played, and Ethan May gets the point.
Looked like with Niagara, just from the momentum of the ball, it actually went to the way back corner of the gym. And Mohawk got the point there.
Slow start for the Mountaineers, but they're starting to pick it up a little bit now. But if you keep serving it out, you can't get yourself back in the game.
It's really what started it was the small mistakes by Mohawk, and that's why Niagara has a lead here early in the first set.
Ashton Newitz now serving. We've got 2 Newitz on the Niagara team. It's going to be a free ball potentially, but not possible. We're going to get a timeout here from Brad McClure, third-year head coach for the Mohawk Mountaineers. It's 13-7 for the visiting Niagara Knights. What are you seeing out of the Knights so far early on in this first set?
Confidence, composure, and really a team that knows what they want to do going in against a Mohawk team that has power and they have a lot of talent, just the lack of discipline, and that's what's shown here, and that's the reason why it's a couple game difference between the 2 teams in records right now, in my opinion.
Right now, Niagara is the 7th seed. Sorry, I'm going to do my counting here. Sorry, the 6th seed in the OCAA West Division, and they're still very much in to possibly host a playoff spot. It's going to be difficult. They can move up to the 5 seed depending on what happens with Humber. Mohawk at 7 and 9. It'll be a little bit difficult for them to either move down to the 8th seed, as Redeemer has 4 wins, and it'll be difficult to move up. I mean, a win here today can change that. There are only 2 wins just behind Niagara, so they could try to steal that spot if they get the win here and, you know, win a couple more games out this season. So there's still something to play for both teams.
And even if home court isn't possible for Mohawk, it's really about the momentum going into the playoffs. You want things firing on all cylinders and making sure you're doing the best you can going into your biggest game of the season.
And it will be Ashton Newitz again. Micah Newitz is the other Newit on the Niagara team. As action begins again in the D-Bark, Mohawk goes up for a block. That's hit out, and it will be called. It got a piece of the Mohawk block, so Niagara point.
And Ashton Newens has 16 service aces so far this season.
That's just a nasty play there by Elijah Bujardini.
Bujardini with a huge smackdown there with authority. He knew what he was doing there.
I'm going to have fun with that name, Bujardini. That's a fun one. If I can get it right, and I will. Turner Neem there, the libero for Mohawk, passes that one up, and Deshae Lawrence says he got a piece of the block, and the lines official says, yes, you did.
Deshae Lawrence is someone who has shown his power, and he showed it there. Someone who can help get Mohawk on good streaks.
And the Mohawk Mountaineers last year finished 4th place in the OCAA as they had a Final Four appearance. A younger team this year, as Niagara gets the point. A lot younger team this year, and I think just takes a bit as a coaching staff to really find those young players that you can rely on. And Deshae Lawrence is one of those guys that you mentioned earlier came on as the season went on.
It's really about development of the team, and even if you're not as high this year, even to be in a playoff spot when you're developing is something to be proud of.
Mohawk gets the point back there, so it's 9 serving 16, and Alex Jurak is at the service line. See what Niagara can do here against the Mohawk block, and it stays in the air. But that's all Mohawk can do. They can't get it over the net.
That one coming off the tip right in near their broadcast booth here. We have courtside seat, if you will, for the action right now.
I would call you the Drake of Mohawk. You know how Drake has the courtside seats for the Raptors? You're like the Drake of Mohawk.
Thanks, yeah.
I don't know if you have any plans to drop any songs, though.
I don't know about that, but yeah, Drake's a pretty good artist, so.
Deshae Lawrence will get set by Jurak, and a good play there, but it'll go out. So point once again for the Niagara Knights. 18 serving 9. This is a tough deficit now for the Mountaineers, down 9 points. Turner Neem, one of the best liberos in the OCAA. Deshae Lawrence gets another chance, and that'll go out once again. 10-point advantage for Niagara.
And if you're just say Lawrence, you definitely don't want your confidence to shake here. You just got to get the balls in the right spot in the box.
It looks like Niagara's giving him the line, down the line shot, and he's just not able to quite keep it in. Service by the Niagara Knights there goes out. It's 19-10 now.
And Musselman now serving for Mohawk.
Then Musselman comes into the game. He's one of those first-year players for the Mountaineers. Great dig there by Alex Jurak, but it's a free ball for Niagara, so advantage for them. But a great block, Ethan May, Dean Zakari, being a combo at the net together.
Ethan May, Dean Zakari doing what they do best for the blocks, and they've shown why they've been a good tandem all year long. It's exactly what you need to try to get back into the set.
Outside for the Mountaineers, Jurak. Bouchard goes outside, Zakari, and that's blocked by Niagara.
That was a big time block there by two Niagara Knights.
And as I mentioned earlier, the other Newitts on the Niagara Knights, Micah Newitts comes in to serve for Niagara. Bouchard's gonna go back to Lawrence here. He's blocked. Zakari's there to save it. And Ethan May, he says, I'm not setting it back to Zakari. I'm gonna get this own point by myself.
Ethan May is someone who, when you get on runs, Ethan May is definitely a contributor to try to get Mohawk a lot of points in big ways. Doing the little things right to get Mohawk points.
He got tired of trying to get those assists. He's like, I need a point for myself. Big here, Jurak outside Bouchard, touched by the block I believe, but it's still in the air. Jurak, he's playing some fantastic defense, but I don't think anyone's diving 4 or 5 rows into the bleachers and possibly getting hurt.
I don't think I've ever seen a ball go so deep in the bleachers in volleyball. I was 2 or 3 rows deep, and the fan did a really good job of catching it and throwing back into play there.
Tyler Carmichael now serving for the Knights. And a quick set to the middle, Ethan May. He's starting to heat up.
I think I said in the women's game, Sapper, when it works, just keep going to the person that has a hot hand, and that's exactly what Ethan May has right now.
It's been a quiet offensive season for May, but he's a great, valuable piece for the Mountaineers. And as you said, if he's hot, keep going to him. Great dig there, and it's over, but it's still in the air. I thought that was going to go out. And that's hit out by the Niagara Knights. Some great defense by Mohawk now.
You can tell as Mohawk keeps getting more points, their confidence is going up here. As it's 21-14 Niagara, but Mohawk's starting to come back.
It's going to be tough to come back for Mohawk, but if you can grab the momentum. We saw it in the last game. Niagara lost the first 2 sets, but in that late, as Dean Zakari serves that out, but late in that second set, Niagara's women's team really grabbed some momentum and carried into the 3rd set and took the 3rd set to keep that match alive. So if you're Mohawk, you're kind of taking that approach right now. You know, you want to get back in the set, you know, it's still possible, but if you can get some momentum and start playing really well, you know, come out in the 2nd set strong as well.
Momentum is really big, especially when if you're Mohawk, you're playing a better team as far as record-wise goes, so yeah, momentum is very important in the sport.
That was a serve by Ethan May. It's still up, it trickles over the net here. clean hit there by the Niagara Knights as once again the ball comes flying at us.
It looked like Marchetti there had a really strong hit, and the ball just got right in front of the table there.
We really got to be awake today. That's twice.
Really good power hitters on both sides of the court here.
Back set here to Dean Zakari, but he hits it into the net. It's 24 serving 15. Set point for the Niagara Knights. Jurak, who's played great defense this set, gets the dig and gets the hit. Hit the ground, get back up, and get yourself a point.
Alex Jurak basically doing defense and offense there in the same play. You don't see that very often, even in volleyball, but Jurak doing exactly what he needs to do as one of the best players on this squad.
That just comes down to good footwork, right? You know, having footwork like that, you're able to get back up quickly and adjust yourself for a good swing. Great serve, Noah Bouchard. Wow, that one came with a lot of power that the Niagara Knights could not handle. And their coach, Steve Stone, calls a timeout. We're going to take a quick break as well. It's 24-17 Niagara on OCAA Live and Cable 14. In the great city of Hamilton, Ontario, at Mohawk College, inside the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center. I'm Sapir Singh, joined by Kyle Chambers. We've got a set point for Niagara Knights here. They're up 24-17, but Noah Bouchard just doing the damage with his serve right now.
Bouchard, definitely a really good player. He's got 18 service aces this season. Wasn't a service ace there, but he had one before the timeout. Very strong player.
He rolls this one, and sometimes you just don't want to get too cute, and Bouchard got cute there. So the Niagara Knights take that first opening set, 25-18. They played really well, the Knights did, throughout that first set, but the Mohawk Mountaineers found their footing later on.
Yeah, it's good, and Mohawk was able to get the majority of the points near the end of that set and get the momentum as we were talking about, so everything carry that into the second set.
And the second set will be beginning in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going to take a break here. You are tuned into OCAA Live and Cable 14. I'm Sapir Singh with Kyle Chambers. We'll be right back shortly. You couldn't be here in the D-Bark on a Wednesday evening, but you're still tuned in on OCAA Live and Cable 14. I'm Sapir Singh, joined by Kyle Chambers. Niagara Knights, the visiting Niagara Knights, take the first set 25-18. Now the home Mountaineers will hope to bounce back here in the second set.
And you can see Niagara was definitely a lot of confidence here on the road against Mohawk. But Mohawk really was able to rally late in that first set and get the majority of the points at near the end of the set, so hopefully Mohawk can carry that momentum into the second set.
Yeah, and a lot of the momentum for Mohawk was coming off the serving of Noah Bouchard. Really made it tough on the Knights, but it'll be the Knights who start off the serve here in the second set. Carter Termine starting with the serve. And the point will go Niagara's way here. One serving zero now. Zakari with the dig. Alex Jurak. He's had a couple of those already this evening.
Jurak with a huge power there for a smackdown spike.
And Sunday afternoon, Jurak had 21 kills against Sheridan. Shows too much power there as he serves that one out. Mohawk Mountaineers Athlete of the Week, or one of the two Athletes of the Week, was Alex Jurak with those 21 kills.
Jurak is averaging 2.7 kills per set this season.
Service goes into the net. We're back to a tie, 2-2.
And Gazarowski serving now for Mohawk.
Just a quick float here. That can't be handled by Niagara, but it'll be a free ball for Mohawk. Bouchard to the middle of Ethan May. But Ethan May hits that right into the net.
And that one, it looked like he had the jump time and everything. It was kind of, the angle was a little bit off, and that's why he hit it into the net there.
Arquetti serves now for Niagara. Bouchard goes back out. Deshae Lawrence not touched at all. So Niagara point for serving two.
You see Niagara basically keep going where they started off here in the second set.
Bouchard will go out to Dean Zakari, and he hits it off the Niagara block for the point.
Dean Zakari having a nice spike and went off a Niagara player. Anything that Mohawk can do to keep themselves in this set.
A much better start here in the second set versus the first set for Mohawk. Big swing here and a big block. Noah Bouchard and Ethan May go up together and tie the set at 4-4.
You can even hear the thump of the block there. Nice job by them.
Lawrence serves again. Back outside. No block to be seen really for Mohawk on that one, or at least it was late. So Niagara picks up the point.
I don't think it might have been Bujardini there. The really nice spike for Niagara.
Takis now serving. Jurak, not the cleanest pass. Ethan May gives a free ball to Niagara here. In the middle. And Niagara rolls on with a point.
Carmichael there for Niagara with a really nice spike in the middle of Mohawk's box.
6 serving 4 now for Niagara. Make it 5 serving 6 as that one goes into the net. Zakari steps up to the service line. Served out by Zakari.
And that one, he just looked like he didn't get maybe his footing under him, and it just folded on him that time.
Bujardini now serving for the Knights.
And that one was a textbook. He just placed it perfectly on the back left side on the box cross court, and no one could get at it because it was just placed in the right spot.
Bouchard will go outside. Jurak, he's blocked, but it stays up. Great coverage there by the Mountaineers. And the second attempt, Jurak gets the point.
Jurak with a really nice smackdown there in the almost like the front midcourt of Niagara.
And I complimented Mohawk start, but now they're trailing by 2 points here. They were trailing by 3. Ethan May here. Gonna need some good defense for Mohawk to get back into this one. They go 3 blockers. And it's dumped over by Noah Bouchard. That's a momentum swinging play right there for the Mountaineers.
Noah Bouchard, you're talking about Sapir with the low swing, but the low swing there was enough to get over the net, but still be tough for Niagara to get at it.
Ethan May keeps serving here. Tight at the net. And Niagara's able to do something with it and now lead 9-7.
And Carmichael now will serve for Niagara.
Carmichael serves it out. 8 serving 9 now. Noah Bouchard, who had a great run in the end of the first set with his serving, is back at the service line. A little too much power on that one. Thermine now serving for the Knights. Little floater, easily handled by Turner Neem. Back set there. Dean Zakari tried to get crafty, but got nothing there. And this time, I'm trying to see the jersey number. It looks like it was Ashton Newitz who tried to get cute, but could not get the ball over on the roll.
And Mohawk got lucky there, and that's exactly what you need to keep yourself in the set.
Jurak with the serve now. No closure on the block between Gasharowski and Zakari there, so point back to Niagara.
Marchetti there with the big smackdown to keep Niagara on top in the set.
Newitz once again serving for the Knights. That one almost trickles over, but does not. Not the friendly roll you're hoping for as if you're the server.
Even just a couple more inches, that would have been over, but nonetheless, Mohawk gets the point.
There's no more, I think, in my opinion, a heartbreaking play in volleyball when the serve just hits the top of the tape and trickles just over, and as the defensive team, you're just looking and saying, what do you do about that? $12 serving 10 now, and we're going to get a substitution here as Marchetti will come out. Vermeulen comes in. Tristan Vermeulen that is. First year St. Catharines, Ontario native. Bouchard will go out to Dean Zakari, who's been quiet today and remains quiet with a tip or a push that goes out.
Yeah, he had the shot or the tip that went way out of the box there. So Vermeulen will continue to serve.
And he serves it out. It's 11 serving 13. Mohawk really needs to find some momentum now because they're hovering around that 2 to 3 point gap difference, but really haven't been able to take any leads all match long.
And with Lawrence now, he's a guy who can swing in momentum. That's why he's been starting, so hopefully he can do it here with serving.
Oh, no block, so a clean swing there for Takis. Wow.
Takis with a major smackdown there with confidence, big jump and smack. It was like a Michael Jordan jump there on that one.
Mohawk thought something different was coming from Niagara. And that's not what they get, so Brad McClure calls the timeout. It's the first of this second set. We're going to take a quick break here. You're tuned into OCAA Live in Cable 14. Back inside the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center here in Hamilton, Ontario at Mohawk College. I'm Sapir Singh, joined alongside Kyle Chambers. The Niagara Knights, the visiting Niagara Knights, taking the first set 25-18. We're in the middle of the second set now. The Knights leading 14-11. Mohawk, who called the timeout, will try to get a point here, but it'll be a free ball for Niagara. It's an easy, that looked like a piece of cake on a platter for the Knights.
Yeah, Thurman did a really good job there because it was almost lobbed over, and it looked like it was on a tee there almost for him.
Noah Bouchard, Ethan May, they've worked well together today, but they're still trailing 12-15.
And if you're Mohawk, you definitely need your best players to still play at the top level, and you can't have any serves that go over or out because Mohawk needs the points here.
Matthew Bejin comes in, serves that one out, I believe. So back to a 4-point lead for the Mountaineers.
Micah Newitt serving now for Niagara.
Just like in the first set, he was a substitute coming in as a server. Noah Bouchard tight at the neck. It's a one-handed set, but it goes way in a different direction you don't want it to go.
And that one was a tip, but I think he tried on it. It was behind the back, but if you're going to do fancy stuff like that, you got to know where it's going.
And just like the first set, Mohawk hung around, and then lost momentum, and Niagara ran away with the lead. We're seeing that again here in the second set. Outside here, Jurak just rolls it over. And that is hit out, so Mohawk gets the point, a much needed point to end the Niagara streak.
And you have May here, and he's one of your stronger servers, so you definitely want him to continue to play well.
Niagara here, and that one hits the net, and still up.
And Niagara just rolling right along.
It's tough to score in volleyball when you're sitting on the floor.
Yeah, and they've been able to go to the floor, but it seems like when one guy goes to the floor and gets to dig, it seems like multiple players are trying to get the dig instead of one player trying to go for the dig and the other player trying to get up for the assist. For Mohawk.
Mohawk, Kyle's just asking for some communication, so let's bring it now. Outside here, Jashay Lawrence hits that one out.
And it's both the lack of communication out there, but also just balls that are being hit out, just basic stuff.
I say you can't have fun without the fundamentals, so Mohawk's got to get back to the basics of volleyball. Blocked here, but it's still up. No, Bouchard tries to get the point in the corner, but the lines official says it was just out.
Now it was in the back corner of the box in a really tough spot.
See if Niagara can swing some momentum here. Alex Jurak blocked. Still up though. Back to Jurak. He's got a triple block and he swings it into the net.
Alex Jurak with some really athletic jumps, but just couldn't get the timing to actually get the ball over the net there.
It was once 10-11 in favor of Niagara, and all of a sudden now it's 21-13. Outside, back to Jurak, and he gets blocked. Last time it was a triple block from Niagara, this time a solo block, and Jurak gets stuffed.
Thurman there with a really big block, just a one-man there to make the block for the point.
And now we have another timeout by the Mountaineers. They're gonna try to regroup as they fall behind by 9 points in the second set. Stick with us here on OCAA Live and Cable 14. We'll be back soon. are back inside the D-Bark. Brad McClure has called his final timeout of the second set for the Mountaineers, who trail in this one 22-13.
Yeah, Niagara's just been on a roll and gained their confidence here.
This one's off a Knights block. Middle here, Gasharowski can't really do much damage with it. Lawrence right through his hands.
And that was Mika Newitz there, just a regular tip. It wasn't really that special, but again, miscommunication by Mohawk here.
Niagara Knights coming into this one having lost to the Fanshawe Falcons, beat the Redeemer Royals a little bit earlier. Hasn't been a great second half, but they're playing like they're a team that could be dangerous come playoff time. Off the hands of the Mohawk block here, Gasharowski. Oh, no communication there as Jurak went up, and so did Begin, and they collide. Set point Niagara.
And when things are falling in your favor, it just keeps going, and that's what Niagara's going here, a full moving train for them.
24-13, make it 24-14. Mohawk stays alive, but they've got a lot of catch up to do.
Any point helps, definitely.
(24-14) now. Mohawk trying to keep it alive, but that serve goes out. And just like that, the Niagara Knights win the first set 25-18, and now the second set 25-14. I don't know if you're Mohawk what you do now. I mean, you did see the Niagara Knights women's team come out and perform really well in the third set after losing the first two, but they had carried some momentum after the second set. But it just doesn't feel like there's any momentum for Mohawk, who Brad McClure, their head coach, has done some lineup changes to try to find something that works, but it seems like nothing is.
And if you're Mohawk now, really, when you go down this big, sometimes it's about winning the game to momentum for the next game. When you lose the game, it's never a big momentum swing or a confidence booster, but maybe the coach can say, hey, we did this well, that well, there's some things we can improve on, so you don't want to get blown out here in this third set just to prove that you've done some things well here.
Mohawk's not out of it. They're going to have to win 3 sets in a row if they want to win this match. I'm Sapir Singh with Kyle Chambers. We're going to be getting set for third set action in about 2 minutes time here on OCAA Live and Cable 14. Mohawk Mountaineers. Lost the first two sets, 18-25, 14-25, so they're going to try to win this third set to keep the match going here at the D-Bark in Hamilton, Ontario.
Wilasani will serve now for Mohawk.
That's a great first serve there for Mohawk. They're going to get a free ball. Jurak. Well, that's Jashay Lawrence just rolling it over for the opening point of the third set.
Lawrence putting in a good spot there. Good communication, and I think it's the first time all game set here from the men's side that we've seen them get the first point of a set.
Boasani continuing to serve now for the Mountaineers. Famously known as Rad around these yards. And Jurak tries to go pancake. And the Mohawk bench is going to argue that. They're going to say that pancake did not touch the floor. But the head official will say it's my call. We're tied 1-1. Brad McClure does not like that one. And I'm going to say it, ball don't lie. That serve goes into the net. The Mountaineers get the point back.
And if you're Mohawk here, both the coaching staff and the players, you want to keep your head in the game now because it's so early in the set, you can easily try to come back in this game.
Zakari now serving. Outside here, triple block, but the Mountaineers can't keep it in.
I think the first time I've ever seen a triple block that was perfectly in unison like that for the effort.
It was in unison. They went up together, but they were angled the wrong way to try to keep it in bounds. Zakari with the pass. Outside Jurak, mistimed the set, so he just tipped it over here. No triple block here, it's just one, and Lawrence goes up off the block. Niagara keeps it in the air. Rolled over, Lawrence. Tough set here for Jurak, and he slams it home.
Jurak using his power there. You can tell the energy in the building has gone way up. And he's got to use his power to put it in the right spot in the box there going forward here.
What a beautiful set there by Rad. Gasharowski serves that one over. It's a tight one here. Niagara's just going to have to free ball it over to Mohawk. Rad back to Lawrence, who also mistimes it. Gets blocked off the net. And it goes over, but out. We're back to a tie third set.
And Takis now will serve for Niagara. He's come up big several times in the right spot for the Knights.
Jurak. Rad back to Zakari. Oh, Ethan May chose not to keep it up and plays with it. Just gonna give Niagara a chance here. They're gonna roll it over. It goes out. Mohawk regains the lead 4-3.
And Lawrence will be serving now for Mohawk.
Oh, big block, Ethan May.
May comes up with a perfect block there. A complete rejection there against Niagara here.
That's a top 5 play of the week.
I wonder if that will get him a spot to be one of the Mohawk players of the week if they can come back in this one.
That one's hit and it's hit out. So Mohawk now has a 6-3 advantage, which is actually their largest lead of the entire match. They have not led by 3.
You could tell this is the most confident I've seen Mohawk all game, pretty much.
You get a big block like that by Ethan May, it really gets your team going. Rad with the swing! You don't often see your setter go up for a big kill like that. I mean, it did touch the net, but he still got the point for Mohawk.
Yeah, Rad's not someone who has a lot of power, but he was able to show it enough there to get the point for Mohawk.
Lawrence. There, Rad again at the net. Gonna be tight here. Niagara will swing. Lawrence with a great dig. Jurak tight. Tip. And And we're going to keep going with the rally here. And that's a Niagara point. What a great swing there for the Knights. They now trail 4 serving 7.
Elijah there, number 1 for Niagara, was a really big hit there.
No, 2-0. Niagara wins the set, it's over.
Rad goes tip. Oh, get fancy with it.
And Rad's someone who has come off the bench and didn't play much in the first 2 sets, but he's coming up huge here for Mohawk.
You fancy, huh?
Has a hot hand for sure here for the Mountaineers.
We said it between sets. Brad McClure just looking for a lineup that's got some momentum, and he might have just found one with Rad. But that's a momentum killer as Durak serves that out and looks at his teammates and taps his chest, says, my bad.
Despite that, you could tell their confidence is still high. They're like, let's go, let's get back in this one to keep themselves up here in this set.
Turpey serving now, and he serves it out. 9-5 Mohawk.
And Mayo will be serving now for Mohawk. He has 104 points coming into this one. Very effective offensively.
Ethan May, he's been great at the net for Mohawk. Let's see if his serving will pay off here. And Niagara gets the point, but the captain's going to go talk to the ref because it looked like after the kill, the Niagara player looked across the net, gave a grin or a look to the Mohawk Mountaineers, which is a no-no in volleyball.
Yeah, you gotta, if you're a coach, you gotta be able to keep your composure, especially in a big game where it's tight for your team.
Mohawk gets the point back, 10-6 now.
And Rod will serve now. He's been, in my opinion, for Mohawk, the most valuable player of this set. A big reason why they're up here.
Definitely provided a lot of energy for the team. Becoming a fan favorite. And he serves that ace! Talk about coming off the bench and providing energy. Timeout, Niagara!
That one was right in the back corner, exactly where you need it. That wasn't just an ace. That, in my opinion, that was close to a perfect ace.
You're right. You can't call it anything other than that. A perfect ace for Rad, who, I mean, has done it all when you talk about his performance here in the third set. An ace, a dump, a kill. Like, what can't he do right now?
Exactly. We were talking about before, Mohawk needed someone on the roster to have the hot hand, and it's exactly what he's doing here.
We're going to be back in about 20 seconds here in the D-Bark. Stick with us for this exciting third set. Back to action here in the D-Bark. The Mohawk Mountaineers, after losing the first 2 sets, have all momentum here in the third, leading 11-6 on the back of number 14, Rad, who's serving right now. He's doing it all for the Mountaineers. Great serve again out of the timeout here. And the Knights will get the point as the Mohawk Mountaineer block is late.
Marchetti there with a big time point, and that might be a momentum swinger for Niagara. They see themselves on the other side of the coin, so to speak, as they've had a really tough set here.
Zakari, tough one. So it's going to be a free ball for Niagara. And this one swung out. Point Mohawk.
And Dean Zakari will get a chance to serve.
12-7 Mountaineers. Zakari serves that one into the net. He's had some difficulty today with the service.
He got himself hyped up and ready to go. He just had it in the net. If it was a little bit higher, the power on that thing would have been something to see.
8 serving 12 now. Marchetti serving for the Knights. Little floater, Turner knee. Rad goes middle to Gasharowski. Niagara goes with the push play. Rad, the highlight reel player of the game. But Jurak cannot get that over.
Jurak with one that he's probably done 100 times in his sleep, so to speak, and has the power. Just got cute on that one, pinging over the net.
Rad just keeps hitting the floor. He's everywhere here tonight on a Wednesday evening. That's served out, so Mohawk now leads 13-9 in the third set. Gotta wonder if the athletic trainers for Mohawk are getting the ice ready now for Rad, because he's been everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, and if he keeps playing well, I imagine the coach will keep him out there for the rest of this game.
Mohawk gets hands on the block here. Rad's gonna go middle. Ethan May! He loves those quicks.
Ethan May with a big time spike there. Getting the hand back and putting her down there for the point.
14-9 Mohawk on the back of number 14. Deshae Lawrence keeps it up with his leg. What a play. We're gonna keep going here. Alex Jurak with the swing off the Niagara block. Couple touches there. I don't know if Mohawk's gonna get called for it. Niagara comes away with the point, but what a play by Deshae Lawrence. I'm gonna tell you right now, a couple of the players before we had the gym set up and everything, Deshae Lawrence, I believe, was one of them. We're just kicking the ball around like soccer. It pays off now during the game.
Yeah, anything you do to help your athleticism in multiple sports definitely helps, and it helped there for Josh Lawrence.
Niagara's gonna try to get a point here. It's tipped up. Zakari now goes to Lawrence. Lawrence with a triple block gets the point. It's really interesting. We talk about soccer being a warm-up for a lot of, so our Mountaineers volleyball team was warming up playing soccer. There were 3 of them out. Hockey players, even when they're warming up, they're kicking the ball around just by the locker room. It's interesting. That's the sport that, you know, these athletes choose.
And I've even seen like the players like Alec Manoa, the Blue Jays, playing football, just throwing the ball around. So different ways to get your body ready for game time.
Adrian Delaroyas comes in and serves that one out for the Mountaineers. So it's 15-11 now.
And if you're the Mohawk coaching staff today, you have to be happy with this turnaround and the effort they've been putting in.
Micah Newitz, who's been a substitute server for the Niagara Knights, comes back in. Got some great flow there. When I'm talking flow, I'm talking about his hair. Niagara gets the point.
And going forward, Jurak's going to have to figure out how to get the ball over the net consistently here.
Niagara chipping away at Mohawk's lead, 12 serving 15. Jurak with the pass. Rad to Ethan May. Was that touched? Niagara saying we didn't touch it. And it's a Mohawk point. I don't know if Niagara touched that one or not.
Yeah, it was hard to tell, and how the play broke down is Niagara just trying to get the balls in like up and over lob, but it just didn't work out there.
Coach Stone for Niagara will argue that one. He's going to say our players didn't touch it. It got all tape. So we're going to have a little bit of a conversation here. Head official making that call. 16 serving 12. Jurak got a good serve on him. Tipped. Couple hands there. I don't know if there was 2 touches by Mohawk, but they're not going to call it. Stays in the air here. Pushed by Niagara. Rad's going to go to Ethan May, and he's blocked.
That was a big time block there from 2 Niagara defenders.
Ashton Newitz got the hands on that one.
And that might be a momentum swing for Niagara. We talked about how good Mohawk has been, but Niagara on the opposite end of the coin, as I said, as they're down and trying to get back into this set.
Jordan Schroeder now comes in as the Niagara Knights continue to bring in guys off the bench to serve for them. It's been a big play for Coach Stone. He even did this with the women's team on Niagara. He really brought in the bench to serve for them and throughout the match, and he's doing it again here with the men's team.
When you have a fresh arm, it definitely helps.
And once again, Ethan May is blocked. So Niagara continues to chip away. It's now 14 serving 16.
For Ethan May, it's not a lack of effort. If you have two guys that are simply taller than you, it's just really tough to get it over them to get the point.
Schroeder again will serve. Zakari, Turner Neem's gonna call off Rad there. Zakari rolls it over. Niagara will get a backcourt swing here, and is that out? It's in. We have a 1-point game now here in the third set.
Niagara is showing some life here in the third set.
And that momentum forces Brad McClure to call a timeout for Mohawk. It is 16-15, the Mountaineers' third set. They're trying to stay alive as Niagara Knights lead 2-0. Coming out of the timeout, we've got Let's Go Mohawk chants from the D-Bar crowd. The Mountaineers holding on to a thin 16-15 lead right now. Trying to keep the match going as they lost the first two.
Mohawk had a big time momentum early on in that third set, but Niagara's starting to come back here. You definitely don't want to lose their wheels off the train, so to speak, for Mohawk.
If you're head coach Brad McClure of Mohawk, you're hoping this timeout, Mohawk can come away with a point. And they, yes they can, they keep it in the air, not a point yet, but we're still going here. Mohawk will be called on a net violation though, and we're back to a tie. We haven't been tied in the third set since it was 3-3.
That was a great job by Mohawk keeping the ball up. It looked like it went right off a defender, but Niagara with a point in that one.
Momentum all on the side of Niagara right now. Mohawk's got quiet, got a point now for the Mountaineers after a missed serve. 17-16, see if Mohawk can now string a couple together.
Ethan May's been very good at the net this game. We'll see what he can do from the serving side.
Middle serve here, Gasharowski with the block, and the Mountaineers pick up 2 consecutive points and now lead 18-16.
And if you're Mohawk there, this is where you really want to pull away in this set. If you want to get back in this game, it's point by point, and when it comes down to set by set, so you really want to obviously win this set and pull away here.
Ethan May serves that out. 17 serving 18 now.
Looks like Perron will serve now for Niagara.
Jurak gets it back. Still in the air. It's going to be tight here at the net, and Rad shows his strength. Lawrence digs that one out. And Niagara ties it back up, 18-18.
That was a big time hit there from Takis. That one went right through two of the Mohawk defenders there.
Rad outside Zakari. Niagara's able to keep it up here. Turner Neem, great libero for Mohawk. Zakari again, he's blocked! Free ball for the Knights. Pushed here, we're gonna have a little rally here for both teams. Lawrence, and Lawrence with a big swing, and the Knights will be called on a net violation. Mohawk back up 19-18.
Even though that was the point because of that violation, Lawrence did a really good job of having a really strong strike there.
Rad, who's been the highlight player for Mohawk in this third set, will serve. Serves it into the net, back to a tied third set. Ashton Newitt's now serving for Niagara.
He's got 16 service aces this season.
Tight. Oh, we'll get another redo here. Again, it's tight. This time Niagara will get a free play here. It's blocked, but it goes out. And Niagara now leads for the first time in this set.
You want to talk about momentum swing? This is the cracks through the door, so to speak, that Niagara's been looking for. And they are up 2-0 overall in this game.
Rad outside Zakari. He's blocked, and now the Knights have a 2-point advantage.
That was a huge block there by Elijah.
It'll be interesting to see if Brad McClure takes a timeout here. Momentum all Niagara. Jurak. Rad goes deep to Jashay Lawrence, and that's out. So Mohawk finally gets a point, but they're trailing now by 1. Dean Zakari will come out. Noah Bouchard, who's served well tonight, will serve for Mohawk. 20 serving 21.
Bouchard with 18 service aces so far this season coming into this game.
It's tight here. It's over the net now. Rad. Jashay Lawrence, but he swings it out. But the Niagara Knights are called on the net violation. We're tied 21-21.
The net violation is really what's nipped Niagara in the butt so far, and it's what's kept Mohawk in this set.
That was not a good swing by Jashay Lawrence, but he's bailed out. And Noah Bouchard shanks that out on the serve.
And Marchetti will serve now for Niagara.
It looked like it was all Mohawk in this third set, but the Knights have fought back. Rad outside, Jurak off the Knights. Block, and he shows the heavyweight belt. 22-22.
And Jurak having an up and down game, at least for his standards, but he was able to go off a Niagara defender there and go down from a Mohawk point.
Jacob Gasharowski now serving for the Mountaineers. He serves it into the net.
You could tell the look on his face. He just couldn't believe that one.
The sets are 2-0 Niagara here, who lead 23-22. Mohawk trying to keep it alive here in the third set. Jurak, Rad outside Lawrence. He rolls it over. This one's touched here. Ethan May. Rad, he's going to go out Jurak. Jurak off the block. Right back to the Mountaineers. Lawrence, this time he swings and he swings it out. Match point, Niagara.
Lawrence putting a great effort, just the balls are just going out of play right now.
Brad McClure calls a timeout for Mohawk. And you said it earlier, Kyle. When you lose the first 2 sets, you want to use the third set to try to stay alive, obviously. But, you know, if it's not going your way, you want to build some momentum for the next match. Mohawk had that momentum and now has lost that momentum.
In a general sense, Mohawk does have some momentum because it is closer and they are making competitive Niagara. Having said that, since it is only a 2-game difference, in the general terms coming into this one, you don't want to just be competitive. You want to be winning this game, at least winning a set, but there is some things to look back on and go, we improved on this and this. So
the Mohawk Mountaineers are trailing now 24-22. It's match point now for the Niagara Knights, who, if they come away with the victory, will have their 10th win of the season. The Mohawk Mountaineers will fall to 7-10, with the Humber Hawks on their way in on Saturday for seniors night. That's correct. The Mohawk Mountaineers on Saturday will be celebrating their seniors for both the women's and men's volleyball teams.
And you were saying the Humber Hawks have had a really good record this season.
Well, their women's team I know is undefeated, but the men's team is 10-6 right now. You know, they've had better seasons, but they're gonna try to, you know, come here and get that 11th victory.
It'll still be a tough matchup for Mohawk.
Match point here for Niagara as we come out of the timeout. Ethan May with a nice swing, and Jurak
with a huge hit there with a smackdown for the point.
We'll keep going with the match point for Niagara, but they call a timeout. 24-23 Niagara. These are one of those timeouts where you try to ice the server.
Yeah, it really is mind games between the coaches more than the players.
The Niagara Knights came into this one having won 36 sets and losing 30. The Mountaineers won 26 sets so far and have lost 36. Mohawk has the 1-game win streak. Niagara has the 1-game losing streak.
And if you're in Mohawk, you definitely don't want to go out on a losing note where you've lost 3 sets to nothing. At least win 1 set, because it's a confidence booster to say you've at least won 1. But to lose 1 here would be tough because it came so close. Having said that, it's still some volleyball to be played in this set.
There's only 1 game left on the schedule for the Mountaineers. That is this Saturday against the Humber Hawks. The women's match will be in at 1 p.m. The men's match scheduled for 3 p.m. These regular seasons fly by so quickly.
A lot of the regular seasons for the college sports team OCAA are done by early to mid-February, and it really does fly by.
Here we go, match point once again for the Niagara Knights. Outside here, it's just gonna be Rad by himself, and that's the match. The Niagara Knights come into Hamilton, steal the 3rd set, 25-23. They win 3 sets to none. They took the first set 25-18, took the second set 25-14, and now take the 3rd set 25-23. Really, outside of the first half of the 3rd set, it was all Niagara this evening.
Niagara just had a lot of confidence. Even in the set when they were losing, they were able to come back. They never lost confidence. That's a big reason why they won. Firing on all cylinders, so to speak, in this one.
So we get a split between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Niagara Knights. The Mohawk women's team came away with a victory 3-1, winning 25-20, 25-23 in the first 2 sets. The Knights came back winning 25-15, and then the Mountaineers women's team closed it out with a 25-22 victory. And then here tonight in the men's action, the Mountaineers lose 3 sets to none. Niagara winning 25-18, 25-14, and 25-23. Kyle, we mentioned it a couple times here at the end. 1 regular season game left for the Mountaineers. It's this Saturday here in the D-Bark against the Humber Hawks. Talking overall, both women and men, what do you got to do in the last regular season right before playoffs?
It's really about discipline. They need to make sure the balls are in bounds. On the women's side and the men's side, a lot of balls are outside of bounds. Humber on the women's side, I think you were saying, is undefeated. On the men's side, they have 10 wins. So both teams on the Humber side are fought out better than the Mohawk team. So make sure if you're Mohawk, this is like a playoff game. Treat these games like a playoff game, and that's where you might be able to get a win.
After this match where the Niagara Knights came away with the victory, they are now 10-7 on the season. The Mohawk Mountaineers fall to 7-10. A fun night of volleyball here in the D-Bark. For Kyle Chambers and the Mohawk College broadcast crew, I'm Sapir saying thank you for tuning in to OCAA Live and Cable 14.